Hi, this is Isabel Litzler. Welcome to my channel. So today I want to share with you some tips to find the right networking groups and also to grow your network in a time of crisis like it is now. You probably think it's not possible, but I will give you the examples that you can actually grow a network whilst you're at home and actually coming off probably better in your job search as you were before, or your business growth, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. I'm going to give you very good tips, so stay tuned until the end because this is going to be information that I figured out working with individuals and also the experiences I've had in the last couple of weeks. So it's not something you can find easily. So the first tip is to realize the benefit of having everything gone online in the last couple of weeks. So I remember when I was doing videos where I would talk about events in Switzerland, but most of you would not be able to attend because you were far away and it's not easy to take a plane and come to Switzerland, go to a conference, find a hotel, etc. It makes it very complicated. However, nowadays everything has gone online, or a lot of events have gone online, so it's actually making it easier for you to attend. So if you have a computer and a Wi-Fi, now you have access to a lot more international events than you used to, which is great for your job search because you don't have to move. So recently, for example, I was able to attend conferences online. I didn't have to leave my house. And the other benefit is that you're able to find the names of the people directly on the website. So before you would have to go and try to hope that you meet people during your event. Sometimes you had to spend a lot of money. And in most of these big events, probably you met 4 or 5 people and you were disappointed. So with these online events, actually, it's less expensive to attend because you don't have all the logistics that goes with organizing a conference. And you can identify people registered and connect with them already online. And that's what happened to me. I was able to find the people. I didn't connect with anybody because I wasn't looking for necessarily those kinds of resources at that time. But if I had been in a mode where I was looking for that kind of help and it was a startup for the development world type of event, if I had needed those kinds of contacts, I would have found everybody there. Mentors and funders and investors, etc., which is perfect for a startup. Really, you could find anybody that you wanted during this online event in 2 hours. You know, find all the names and get them on LinkedIn. And this is the work that you would not be able to achieve unless you go to 200 events or something and you had everyone connected there at the same time. So this is for me a huge benefit that you get with online events, is that you can get the most for your time and effort. In 1-2 hour events, you can get probably all the people that you need at the same place and connect with them. So really seeing the benefit going online is actually a huge time saver. And I think, in my view, feel free to comment if you don't see it that way, but I think we're going to see more and more online conferences and events. First of all, because it's cheaper to organize, it's faster. People don't have to go anywhere, so they're more likely to attend because you can easily connect, have the event, and go back to your life. Whereas before you would have to book a hotel and travel, etc. So you would have to be very motivated to attend. And again, in my experience, because I've been to a lot of events, you don't necessarily get the most out of them. Usually it's more the experience of the event, and maybe the conferences are of quality. But in terms of networking, it happened to me last year where I went to Paris and I actually traveled for a while, and it took me forever to get there. And in the end, I met nobody, which is very rare because obviously I know how to network and it's not a problem for me to talk to people, but it was so crowded. I had already been in a bad state of mind because of the traffic and everything. I met nobody. So you're talking about going to an event and meeting no one, whereas if the same event was online this year, I would be able to see which rooms I want to be in, connect online, get the information. If I see some people that are registered that I'm interested in, I can ask for a connection, etc. You know, you don't have to go and seek and hope that you bump into the right person because you have no idea who's in front of you. Again, it has some benefits because sometimes destiny makes it where you meet the right people at the right time. That's why I'm always going to live events. but I also see the benefit, especially for people who are looking for job opportunity or to boost their business. You want to go for the shortest link. So all the benefits that I really like in networking, like this, complete chance meetings and the experience of being in a live event, can be a little bit challenging when you're looking for the fastest way. So number one is really try to take advantage to some extent of online events that you have free right now. A lot of companies are making them free. If you go on meetup.com, it used to be everyone was in-person meetings. Now you can attend a bunch of things in Switzerland for free. So you can be connected on the other side of the world and take advantage of being there and following the information and getting your Swiss market knowledge up to date. So this is a great opportunity for you to be in Swiss events, to understand the market. Just take in the information at this time. You don't have to worry so much about, is there a job, when our company is going to be hiring. Just connect, listen, get the information, get the names of the people, etc. So that's number one. Number two is really, now is a great time also to do research on networking. So you can be in front of LinkedIn and start to see who's doing what in Switzerland, who's the type of person you would like to meet, and start identifying. The great news is that a lot of people are not too busy right now. So times where everyone is working hard and being busy, which is usually the time in spring, right now everyone has time. So this is the best moment to actually connect with people. They can actually spend those 15 minutes on the phone with you, and everyone is in that mindset of sharing and helping. So before, where someone might have given you a brush off the shoulder type of thing, like I don't have time to talk to you, I think now they would be more open to actually share and get some information to you, especially if you have a reasonable profile, meaning that you have to come across as someone with decent values and connect with people in a very nice and genuine form. Avoid sending your resume. I know some people do that with me. When people say, here's what I do, here's my resume, keep me posted if there's any opportunities, that's too straightforward and that looks a little bit too opportunistic. So people are only interested in connecting just to give me their resume and hope to get something in exchange. The better way would be to say, hi, I looked at your profile in Switzerland. This is a country where I would love to live and work. It's a dream country for me. I have a lot of experience and I'm looking for people who could share their immense wealth of knowledge in Switzerland with me. Would you have 10 minutes to talk on Skype or on Zoom or what have you? I would love to get your perspective. Always look at it like you want the person to open up to you and to give you some knowledge. You're going at, you're trying to get their knowledge, but you're not trying to push yourself on them to do something for you. So basically what you need to remember is people won't do things for you like this. I mean, they have to have an interest to do something for you, either because they see the mutual benefit, and usually in relationships, it's always about mutual benefits. You do something for me, I do something for you. It's an exchange. And I call that, the circle of energy, where it's actually positive because everyone is sharing and giving into things. But it never works when it's always the same person that wants something. And obviously, what are you bringing to the person you're connecting with? It has to be a benefit. And maybe when you do this 10-minute conversation, you realize that you can bring something. And then the relationship is a little more equal. So when you target people in a country, again, it doesn't have to be Switzerland. When you target somebody, you want to talk to somebody, always think about, what is this person's interest in talking to me? Maybe the person would also like to know your experience where you work. And we all have expertise. So even if you live in a country where salaries are a little bit lower and you think you don't have the same standards, but you might be very good in your field in tech, for example. I know a lot of countries are advanced in tech and they're very good at what they do. So maybe that's interesting for someone in Switzerland that's not so techy and would love to know what kind of trainings you're doing online and how you were able to get, such and such certificate. So I really think that people in, I would say, less advanced countries can bring some things to the table because maybe they have the trainings that a lot of Swiss don't have. So that you can use as a way to engage the conversation and get the person attentive to talking to you. So that's just one example of how to connect online with people on LinkedIn, for example, because that's the biggest field. And number 3 is that you want to nurture those connections. So whether you went to online events, you connected with people, and you managed to get a few contacts on LinkedIn, you want to keep those warm, because as you know, right now is probably not the time when you're going to secure something, but it's going to be building up your networking capital, I like to call it, or your networking net worth. Where those are contacts that you will be very happy that you have when things start again, and maybe there will be opportunities. So you want to keep those warm, and you want to keep, by sending maybe a message once in a while, sharing a piece of information. It's a way to keep those nurtured and manage in your pipeline, so that when you're more in a position to actually move or to look for a job, you can go a little bit further, and even they come back to you maybe with more information. I think that opportunities in the next months will probably go digital, so they will need some tech also, and people who are very experienced with this, and so you may be able to find opportunities in this digital world. So I think getting the connections now, keep those connections warm, and then when the right time comes, you will be able to place yourself in the right position. So I hope this was helpful. Feel free to comment. I will talk to you soon.